Okay, so today we have Morrissey and Hello Hell, and this is some kind of a music video here, a fan-made music video. I didn't see a video just for the song, so we're going with that, but I do want to say this is one of the bonus tracks off of his new album, Makeup Is a Lie. I've seen a lot of good reviews for it, so let's get into it, talk about it after. Here we go. Very heavy.
Sliding softly off the stool, because there's nothing else to do. I'm in the back room and here I'll stay, and that's all thanks to you. Hello hell, hello hell, hello hell, hello hell. I'm back in your arms again. Hello hell, hello hell, hello hell. You and me, that's how it must be eternally.
Of course.
Loudly chewing on a lifetime now gone, hand in hand with a terrible curse, and there is nothing worse. Oh, hello hell, hello hell, hello hell, hello hell. I'm back in your arms again. Hello hell, hello hell, hello hell. You and me, that's how it must be eternally. See deep my heart remains, see deep my brain remains. I'll ask the question in a different way, but the answer is always the same. So hello hell, 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 hello hell. You and me eternally.
And there it is. My goodness gracious. Hello Hell from Morrissey. Like I said off the top, people have said they wish this was on the album, and I was looking at some comments while I was listening to it, and I see that some people said it's not even on the CD or or included on the record. Yeah, I wish this was on the CD. What the hello hell? Not fair. But I guess the way that this was put out, the bonus tracks anyway, were released on digital format or on his website. You had to pay for it anyway. Just something like that. But again, I'm on YouTube here listening to it. But anyway, I guess they're maybe hard to find. But I really enjoyed the song. I have to say this, and this is so like this is more typical, more maybe stereotypical, or just more Morrissey-esque or whatever than some of the songs that made the album. This is lush guitar work here. My goodness gracious, as I burp. Too much diet root beer. But lush guitar work, the thin keyboards as well, which became very frantic, especially near the end of the track, at least in the latter half of the track as well. And as well as the heavy bass lines there. I mean, my God, the way it started off, very heavy. Even heavy guitar lines as well, even if I said they're lush, but some heavy guitar lines in there too. And I get, like I said, those keys, just how frantic they became. I can't get over it. I have to say it a second time. But yeah, with all of that, and you had the usual Morrissey lyrics on top of this. Hello, hell. I mean, that pretty much tells you off the bat what it's going to be about. And that's such a Morrissey title. And I always say this about fucking Morrissey, but this is true. And like the song I reacted to last week, Many Icebergs Ago, a lot of the same themes come to mind there. And especially because off the bat with the first line, he talks about sliding off the stool. And I think about being at a bar, especially because we just did last week, like I said, Many Icebergs Ago, and that's such a pub crawl song. I mean, he talks about so many bars in that, so I just love how he kept that theme going into this song as a bonus track anyway. I don't know when he wrote the songs or how far between he wrote them, but a lot of the same vibes going there. And I have to agree too with the comment. I can't say that I came up with it myself, but somebody in the comments here said that it has a very big Death of a Disco Dancer feel. And yeah, I was thinking while I was listening to it, what does this remind me of? You know, the electronics and, like I said, just the big heavy sound, the shifting. I don't know if I want to say shifting. I don't know how the fuck to describe it, but just the guitar tones anyway. I guess that what was it reminding me of? And when I saw somebody say it has a Death of a Disco Dancer feel, I said that's the one I'm thinking of. And of course, with the title, you think back to there's a special place in hell for me and my friends, I think comes to mind there too. So it's not his first rodeo with the word hell, of course. But anyway, a lot of different things came to mind there. And but like I said, it was very punchy though. It was very heavy. I can't say that enough. And just a powerful listen. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm going too deep into a bonus track, but yeah, I really enjoyed the sound. And I have to say too, I've seen a lot more good reviews or whatever for this track than the other one, which is Happy New Tears, which his titles are always so, I don't know if you want to say corny or whatever in a way, but I always like them. I think they're always intriguing. That's the word I like to use. They always grab me and I think, well, I gotta listen to that. My God. But anyway, Hello Hell. And I love his voice. Just to talk about his voice now, because I talked about the music, and I feel like I don't give enough credit to the music or how it made me feel, whatever. But again, it was a very booming experience, especially. But with his voice, though, obviously strong. And I feel like for the whole album, his voice is strong. And as I did last week, I said, I don't remember how old he is, but last Friday was actually his birthday. He turned 67. So anyway, when he was making this at the age of 66, I guess, his voice is still very good. I really enjoyed too when he went to a higher, I guess you would say he went to more of a tenor, especially in the latter half. And he sounded a lot more airy. He sounded a lot more free, I guess you might say too. And I love how it sounds like he's almost pretty much, and I guess you would say at this point, I mean, he's talking about it so much, he's complained so much really, I guess too. And I love it. That he's accepted that, he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to go to hell or whatever that way, but he's accepted his fate and he's accepted that, this is hell, and there we are. And I got to say myself, as somebody who went on a walk tonight and saw that June bugs are out, I mean, I know I was experiencing a hell too. So anyway, I really enjoyed how, again, I guess the title itself is an acceptance of his fate. So I just love how happy or maybe jolly or whatever you want to say he is about his circumstance or whatever. I mean, maybe he's not happy about it, of course, but again, he's accepted it because he's gone through so many years of triumph and so just like in Many Icebergs Ago and how he's just put up with it, and here we are. And hello hell, so why not embrace this? And yeah, I just love the message anyway, whether it's sad or kind of tragic. And I know, again, the song in that way is kind of sad or tragic or whatever, and I was laughing a little bit throughout the track, but again, I'm laughing because this is just so friggin' Morrissey. I can't say it enough. This is what I expect from the man. And I got it. So anyway, that's really why I want to get into these lyrics now and talk about them. But anyway, like I said, love really at the end there too, with I guess it was the thin, I'm trying to think back now, with the thin, keyboard synth kind of thing that was going on. Almost reminded me of something like from Marilyn Manson. I guess it had almost an industrial feel. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm listening to too much industrial stuff in my private life, but just the way that it faded out made me think of, I don't remember what song I'm thinking of, but The Dope Show or something. I don't know. Just there's a lot of big feeling there anyway. And it's just a booming big sound with some lush guitar work at different points too. So let's go to the lyrics now with the first verse, sliding softly off the stool. Again, I think about him on a stool at a bar. We do know, we've seen pictures of Morrissey. He likes his drinks every now and then. And again, I talked about the story, him and Noel Gallagher at a bar, and that's one of the best stories I've ever heard, because there's nothing else to do. I'm in the back room, and here I stay, and that's all thanks to you. And I don't know who the you is here in this circumstance. God only knows, somebody who's wronged Morrissey, but, take your pick there. But, of course, he's at the back of the room. Where else would he be? He's at the back of the room. There's nothing else to do. Just such a sad depiction already, but it's stuff he's written about all the time. And that's all thanks to you. I mean, he's somebody who probably keeps a grudge. Then we have the chorus, hello, hell, and not probably, we know he's kept grudges. With the chorus, hello, hell, hello, hell. And I love the lift in his voice when he goes into that chorus. And it's such an infectious chorus too. It's 2 words, of course, hello, hell, over and over. But my God, it's catchy. I'm back in your arms again. I mean, giving hell arms, making hell, kind of giving it a bit of personification. Do I want to say that much? Anyway, or I guess you could think of the devil when you think about hell as well. He's back in the devil's arms, whatever. Hello, hell, you and me. That's how it must be eternally. It's just like, I've tried so many ways to go to heaven or be in heaven or hello heaven. That'd be a greater thing to do and be and, strive for, but it's always going to be me and you, hell. And, that's just how it must be, I guess. That's the way things are going. That's the cards I was dealt. Those were the cards I was dealt. Anyway, the second verse, loudly chewing on a lifetime now gone. And again, I think about many icebergs ago. That comes to my big fat head again, because it seemed like in that song, he was thinking back to all the rejections, thinking back anyway, just to his life anyway, and where he is now. And some of these lyrics are the same as that. A lifetime now gone. Again, he's in his 60s and he's thinking about his life, hand in hand with a terrible curse. Of course, everything is just so downtrodden. I just love it. And there is nothing worse. And hello, hell, there's nothing worse than the way I feel or whatever. Again, it's very Morrissey. And I feel like at this point you guys know what I mean. But then we have the chorus again, which I've already talked about. And then the third, and I do believe last verse here. And I like how the verses, just a few lines, and then we go into that chorus, because that chorus had some swagger, and that chorus had some lift, as I mentioned. See deep, my heart remains. See deep, my brain remains. And again, just talking about, his heart and his brain. He wishes he could have used it on somebody. He wishes he could have used his heart. He wishes he could have loved somebody so much, but it just never really happened throughout his life, it seems like. I'll ask the question in a different way, but the answer is always the same. So we go on, hello, hell, and the answer is always the same. The answer is always no. And he said that, again, I go back to Many Icebergs Ago. How many times have I mentioned that song now? But in that same song, he had a line like that, where, even when she says yes, she really means no, or something like that. Now, I'm trying to think back. I know it was only last week, but yeah. And so that line there, but the answer is always the same, which is pretty much no. So no matter how I ask the question, it doesn't fucking matter. It's just like, oh my God. I'm a sad person myself, whatever. I can be sad. I can be upbeat as well. But my God, Morrissey hits when you're sad or when you're depressed or when you're angry or mad or about love or whatever it is. So I just love that he doesn't mind going here. He doesn't mind going to this corner. This is his bag, as they say. Talking about things like this, and I've seen again, on it's weird because like on Instagram or on TikTok, whatever, I've seen a lot more Morrissey stuff, and I guess that's the algorithm, but a lot of likes and all this stuff. And now people say, Morrissey has made a career for however many years, over 40 years of just complaining, and I'm here for it. And that might sound bad to some people, complaining, whatever, but I mean, yeah. I just love how he's not afraid to complain, or he's not afraid to put his heart out there and talk about his experiences and be vulnerable about these things and how things have not gone his way for so many years. And anyway, I don't know. I just love how he does that, and because it's relatable. And anyway, but I guess to be loved and all that stuff, you got to put yourself out there, which I have a problem doing. So at the end of the day, I really enjoy this. If you couldn't tell. And like I said, I agree with the people who said it should have been on the album. And from what I have seen, I don't know if this comment was right or not. I think it was on the Wikipedia page or something. But this track was never meant for the album or something like that. He was never going to put it on the album. It was always going to be a bonus track. So that's what I saw anyway. But anyway, I thought it was still, it was up to good standards there. It's worthy of being an album track, whatever. But yeah, still really enjoyed it. And I do know he and Alan White, of course, were doing the music here, music and lyrics, of course. But so I just love when Alan is on a track with Morrissey. So anyway, I guess that's all I'm going to say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all of those things. Really appreciate all the support. And I'll see you guys next Morrissey Friday with the last track off of the whole album and the bonus track. So after that, I don't know what happens next, but yeah.